Still waiting for a big smile out of you. You're up 2-0. What's the story? Are you not happy, or you're only half happy, or?
Still to be happy about.
You're up 2-0.
Job's not finished. Job finished? I don't think so.
SimWorld, what's happening? Rick Blaze coming to you live and direct with another episode of Rick's BLAZIN Takes, giving you the ins, the outs, the what's happening in SimWorld. Let's dive right into that thing. So off the rip, two things I want to talk about. First thing is, I want to double back around this Lamarian Sherwood for number 1 pick. He's not going to be number 1 pick. And let me tell you why. He's a senior, which means he's 21, 22 years old by the time the draft rolls around. Maybe 23, somewhere between 22 and 23 years old. That's really old for rookies coming into the league. The last senior that was drafted number 1 overall in the SWBA, you got to go back to the year 2000, Kenyon Martin. Let me tell you why he won't be drafted number 1. He's 22. He's going to be 23 years old by the time the season starts next year. People may not know this. Most players, when you're drafted, you're compared to your draft class. Because usually your draft class is around the same age, 18, 19 years old. Okay, they come out usually freshman, sophomore year. However, if you're not that age, then you're compared to other players in your age group. The reason why they compare draft classes is because usually the draft class are full of same people, same age of people, freshmen and sophomores usually. There's a junior sprinkled in. Seniors don't usually go in the first round, but there's a reason, because you're compared. GMs know this. Professional personnel know this. Anybody has any affiliation with the SWBA on the higher level, on the business end, know this. Scouts know this. You're compared with the players that's in your age group. So although Sherwood will be a rookie, he's 22 years old. He's going to be 23 years old when the season starts. So he's going to be compared to other players in the SWBA of that age. Well, who's of that age? You have your LaMelo Balls. You have your Anthony Edwards. You have your Victor Wembanyama's, people, your Chet Holmgrens. His rookie year, he's not going to be as good as those guys. His rookie year at 23, he is not going to be as good as those guys I just mentioned and some other guys in the league already who is of that age. There's guys in the league who's that age who already has 2, 3, 4 years of playing ball in the SWBA. That's why he's not going to go number 1. He's going to go top 10. I don't feel he's going to go number 1 because I think GMs, aside from the player, in other words, his ceiling is not as high because he's already 22, 23 years old right now. Now, if he was 18, 19, and he was doing what he was doing in college basketball, he's number 1 no matter what. But he's not going to go number 1, in my opinion, because his age and him being a senior puts him in a different category when he gets drafted. And that's how all the guys who make the business decisions for those teams, for those SWBA teams, that's how they look at it. All right, cool. Y'all can give me your opinions on that, but this is like factual information, I'm telling you. We're talking facts today. All right, second thing, the SP25. I now know what the SP stands for. It's the stupid people 25. I get it. It's the stupid people 25. And let me explain. In life, in everything you do, there are rules, there are regulations, there are actions and reactions. That's the way the world is made up. I didn't make this rule. That's just the way the world is made up. If I'm driving on a freeway and I'm going past the speed limit, that's my decision. But the reaction to that is I run the chance of getting pulled over and getting a ticket. Whatever you do, there's a reaction for it. So let's couple that. So that's just bottom line life in general. You pick something and you go to school. You do something crazy in school. The reaction is you might get attention or get suspended. You get grades in school. The reaction to that may be you may be first in your class. You may get an award. No, there's action, cause, and effect to everything that you do in this world. Period. Now let's look at these standings. There's teams that have several different records. But let's look at these standings. For about 25 weeks of the season. For about 25 weeks of the season, which is roughly how many weeks we've played. I might be off for a couple of weeks here or there. Every time a team has won, they've either went up or they've stayed in their current spot. And every single time a team has lost, if they was already at a spot on the top on the SP25, they dropped. Every single time. It's called cause and effect. If you win and you're in the SP25 list, you stay where you are at least, or you're going to go up. The cause of winning is the effect of you staying where you are currently or going up. The effect of you losing, if you lose, the cause of you losing, the effect of you losing is you're going to drop down. This is simple, basic principles. This is worldly principles. You don't have to be an Einstein. You don't have to have a degree. You don't have to have any of those things to understand this concept. I need you to grasp this concept. So you're telling me that everything has a cause and effect. And for 25 weeks in a row, the SP25 has shown us their cause and effect. They said by rule, because their actions have saying it, if you're on the SP25 and you win, you get to either hold your spot or you get to go up. Conversely, if you're on the SP25 and you lose, your spot is going down. Period. They've shown this for 25 straight weeks in a row. And then last week, all of a sudden, Duke loses. A very terrible team and a very terrible loss. And the SP25 decides, the stupid people 25 decides that this week, forget what we've been doing for the last 25 weeks in a row, we're going to not move them. They're going to lose. We're going to watch them lose. They're going to make a very bad loss to a conference team that only has 7 wins, who's probably not going to Hoopsteria. A very terrible loss. We're not going to budge them. Well, okay. I'm a man of reasonable sense. I like to make sense of stuff. You've bucked what you've done for the last 25 weeks in a row. Can you explain to me why SP25? Why did you not move them if they lost? Because you show me cause and effect all year long. Consistency is what you show me all year long. Well, I don't know what that answer is. I have no idea what the answer is. Some may say the opinion would be, well, I think they still the number one team. That's their opinion, bro. Well, they only got 2 losses. Well, there's 2 other teams that only has 2 losses in the SP25 as well. Excuse me. There's 2 other teams. I can't look at it and be on the video, so I can't tell you what those teams are. There's 2 other teams that only has 2 losses as well. Alabama is one of them. And there's another team that only has 2 losses on the season too. They're not number 1. Hell, they're not number 2. Hell, they're not even number 3. So you can't give me, because they got the least amount of losses. So there's other teams that's equally the same amount of losses that is not top 3. So that logic is trash. I can't think of a logic. You saying, they're the best team because they're still the number 1 team. Says who? Not says 2 teams that beat them. That's an opinion. There's no fact to that. That's not a factual statement. That's a personal opinion. We like to operate on facts and consistency. The SP25 has been consistent for 25 weeks, and then they decided to glaze this Duke Blue Devil nonsense and just not drop him. But I bet they dropped Texas. Texas had a bad loss, just like Duke had a bad loss. Texas is number 2. I bet they dropped Texas. And in my opinion, do I feel Texas need to be dropped? Absolutely. I feel like if you lose a game, you need to be dropped. So, but my issue is, I feel like Texas need to be dropped just as much as Duke should have been dropped last week. So, in my opinion, Texas should drop. But also, Duke should have dropped as well. So so you're making the rules up on the fly. You're going against consistency. And any place where you don't have consistency, guess what you have? The opposite of that. Chaos. And I can't get down with that. Period. All right, give me your opinions. Let me know what you think. I just give my 2 cents in, man. Am I right? Am I wrong? How you feel? How you don't feel? I'm going to leave y'all with another video. Again, I've been dropping a new song, a new video every single week. This next song that I'm about to drop that's coming after this is called Validation. It's simply about somebody in your life you find special, man. Go ahead and show them that you appreciate them, that you love them, all the things. Validation. I see y'all. Let's cuss and discuss. Put it in the chat. I see y'all next week.
Yeah. 1 2 1 2. I just feel like everybody needs somebody, you know. And so when you find that someone, you need to make them feel validated. Trust your dopeness. Yeah. Chamomile tea with the fresh mint leaves. Leave it on read, about to hit the Pekingese. Or the Poconos, it's the flow of all flows. Got you gone off that red. You know, Rick be the one that's beyond the basic. Rick be the one that your mom's okay with. Rick be the one, not 2. Okay, miss? Harlem World Flow 97, make something like a Comic-Con. Play your part right. See us on the Jumbotron. Floor seats at the fight. They be on the nothing none. That ain't my place. Keep my nose on my face and your fine ass lace and validation.
Yours, not the lemonade, but squeeze before the 3rd course. I dip before the waiter shows. Benjamin's face up on the table just to let him know. Shit, I got it like that. Grab the keys to the vet. Grab the throat, kiss the neck. Destination still wet from reservations we kept. Validation, respect. You know there's only one Bishop V with a guillotine. Real that carry gas by the spleen. Nah, I mean, 100 shots for them niggas in your DM. 100 shots for your ex, wouldn't wanna be him. 100 shots to your back in the PM to the AM. 100 shots. 100 shots for them niggas in your DM. 100 shots for your ex, wouldn't wanna be him. 100 shots for your back in the PM to the AM. Spinny Hondas for baby mamas that always kept it solid. Del Frisco's for bad bitches that driving red Hondas. Anaconda put her at peace like it's ashwagandha. If she swallow, throw some D's on it. Not the chest, but that Impala.